Hi, it's Melissa here from MCreativeJ, and I have something super exciting to share with you. I have two patterns in this new Embroidery Sampler Collective book. Last year, I submitted a couple patterns and they were accepted, and now they're in this really cool book with a bunch of other embroidery artists. So let's dive in and take a look. This is Embroidery Sampler Collective. It was published by Stash Books, and as you can see, it has 18 designs, 75 plus stitches, and it features 12 artists. That's me down there, along with all of the other artists included in the book. And this is actually one of the projects in the book. So let's dive in. Here is another one of the projects. It has a lovely introduction. And then you can see some of the different projects here. It first starts out with the stitches, then we dive into the projects, and then it talks about the designers. So over here we have a little bit of a brief overview of the projects, and if you can guess, that one is mine, and also this one is mine. So something you probably wouldn't have guessed to see there. So first up, it starts with the stitches, and it goes through showing the stitches step by step here. So you get to see what it looks like stitched, and then it walks you through how to do that stitch, and it gives a diagram of that step by step underneath here. So there are tons of stitches in this book. As the cover said, 75 plus. So we have the basque, bellflower, blanket stitch here, blanket stitch looped, blanket stitched with a loose knot, and the brick stitch over here. Then we do the bullion knot, button wheel stitch, cast on stitch, and chain stitch cable, chain stitch double, chain stitch feathered, chain stitch open, chain stitch twisted, chevron stitch. As you can tell, there are a lot of chain stitches. The colonial knot, connected fly stitch, that one is in my pattern, coral stitch, couching stitch, cretin stitch, the cross stitch, crossed lazy daisy stitch, the Danish knot, also in my pattern, detached chain stitch, detached wheat ear stitch, ermine stitch, eyelet stitch, fan stitch, feather stitch single, fern stitch modern, fishbone stitch, fly stitch stacked, French knot stitch, French knot flower petal, granito stitch, and the heavy chain stitch here, herringbone ladder stitch, herringbone stitch, lazy daisy piggyback stitch, lazy daisy tulip stitch, lazy daisy with a French knot, lots of lazy daisy options, leaf stitch, the long and short stitch with split, the long and short satin stitch, looped tendril stitch, needle weaving bar, padded satin stitch, palestrina knot stitch, the peaking knot, pistol stitch, raised buttonhole stitch, reverse chain stitch, also in one of my patterns, rhodes stitch, rice stitch, the running stitch, Russian chain, satin stitch, scalloped buttonhole stitch, seed stitch, how to do shisha embroidery mirrors, the spiderweb rose, the spiral trellis, also in one of my patterns, split back stitch, split stitch, stab stitch, stem stitch, straight stitch doubled, the trellis stitch, turkey rug stitch, weave stitch, whip stitch, woven spiderweb stitch, woven wheel down here, which is very similar. And that is all of our stitches. So as you can see, tons of stitches. And then we dive into the samplers. So before it goes to the projects, there are tips on kind of how to use the book, different projects, and gives you a URL to download them. And we have this lovely collage over here of some of the projects. And then it starts out with the Beach Walk by Megan Zanowski, and it gives you the materials, the different threads you need, and the stitches that are used, which is 12 different stitches here. And then this is the pattern over here. And then it walks you through how to use that pattern. So prepping, and then the different stitches, and finishing. So a couple close-ups here of the project and the finished project over here. This is a really pretty beach scene, and as you can see, it uses lots of different stitches to create some really beautiful beachy textures. Then we move over to the Wildflower Windmill by Louise Watson. Talks about how the finished project is and how big the finished project is and the stitched area, the inspiration behind it. You'll get the materials again and the thread colors, and then the stitches used, and this is the pattern again over here. And then you have how to prep and stitch it and finishing. Here's another really beautiful close-up on the stitches and textures, and then the project over here again. And then we have Spool Dancer by Laura Wasilewski, and talks about her inspiration, again, materials, different threads. This one uses pearl cotton, 2 different sizes, and your stitches over here. A lovely close-up of that spool, and then the pattern on this side. And this one you will enlarge because it is a much bigger project, but you can also do it at this size too if you wanted to. And then the instructions over here, and the finished project. And this one is actually finished as a wall hanging, so you can finish it outside of the hoop. And more instructions on backing over here too, and another lovely close-up. And then we have Tiny Terrarium by Amy Ray. And again, your materials, the stitches, beautiful close-up, the pattern, and prepping, and then the different stitches. Here's another lovely close-up of some of those plants in there, and you can see the plant growing out of the terrarium there, which is super cute. And here is another of the project. And here's another by Amy Ray called Harvest Moon. This one is very fall themed. You can see a detail of the project here, and here is the pattern. And then it walks you through how to create the pattern. Another beautiful close-up, and then the finished project over here as well. And then there's another one by Amy Ray called Garden Cat. And with this one, again, inspiration, materials, stitches, and then your instructions, the project over here. And here's another fun close-up. With this cat, you have like some flowers and mushrooms growing on the cat. And then we have our finished project over here, and as well as another one on this side. So these ones are some great beginner sampler projects. Then we see Feathered in Flowers by Carly Pettit. And this one is a very fun duck sampler. So materials, the different threads. This one uses 11 different stitches, and a very detailed pattern over here because you have lots of different stitches that are all filling in this duck pattern. And you'll get your instructions, another beautiful close-up of some of those different stitches used to fill, and the finished project on this side over here. After that, we have Sunny Days by Anne Oliver of Lolly and Grace, her inspiration, the different materials, the thread colors, and all of the stitches. Anne uses 20 stitches in this one, so it is a really detailed sampler over here. And you have your finished project, which is larger than the printed design. And here are some of the instructions, a really beautiful close-up. So you can see, Anne, you split the stitches into different sections, so you kind of do them like a traditional sampler in the different sections here. And here's a really beautiful close-up of her project over here. And I really love how she kind of finished the edges with something different than your traditional embroidery hoop. And here are some more instructions, a great note on extending the lines out, which is very helpful, and finishing. Then we have the Abstract Rose by Jennifer Davidson of Bloom and Floss, which is another fun one that kind of fills in different sections with the different stitches. and uses some really interesting colors for a rose, but still very gardeny, which is very fun. So we have our materials, our thread colors, and the different stitches here. And here is our pattern. And then we have our instructions over here. And here is a lovely close-up of some of those different stitches. You can see all that really beautiful texture in there, and a nice far out of the project as it's finished with some garden materials. And then we have Vintage Inspired Square by Kristen Brown. You see this one is also not finished in the hoop, so a different method of finishing, and kind of talks about your materials, the different items you'll need. And here is the project over here. I love how this one is a little more muted. It feels like it would be really cute for a kid's room. And with this one, you use pearl cotton and your stranded cotton floss. This one uses 28 stitches, so if you really want a detailed sampler and play around with stitches, this is a really great one to dive into here. And as you can see over here, these are all the different stitches that are used in the project. And then it walks you through how to get started with your stitches and finishing over here. Here's a close-up of the inside of the project, and then a far out of the entire project over here. Then we move on to Hoop Sampler by Kristen Brown as well, and this one is left in the hoop, hence the name. It's a 6-inch one as well, and it talks about your materials as well. And then here is the project over here. I like this one because it's like circles inside of circles, which is kind of a fun play on that. And then again, it talks about your material stitches. This one also uses 20 stitches, so still a really detailed sampler in there for you. Some instructions. Again, your pattern over here. And then your stitching and finishing. And here is a really beautiful close-up with those beautiful pastel colors that were picked for this project here. And then we move on to Teacup by Teresa Lawson. Your different materials, the items that are used for the teacup, and then this one has a tea bag that actually sticks out from the project, so there's different materials for that as well. And then it talks about your stitches and different stitches for the tea bag. And here is the pattern over on this side, and then talks about your getting prepped and ready to go. And here is the finished project over here, and this one uses those shisha mirrors, so it's going to have a fun little like mirror effect on the inside there, which is really very cool, I think. And then the tea bag on the other side over here talks about how to make this one, so it sticks out just like an actual tea bag would. I love that 3D effect. And then we get to one of my projects called Mountains and Fields. And if you know me, you know I love landscapes, and I couldn't resist submitting one of these. So we have our materials and the embroidery floss. For this one, I used 9 different stitches, and I walk you through the pattern over here. And here is a close-up of the top part of the landscape over here. And then we get into the instructions on how to get stitching and what to do. Here's another close-up of some of those fields down below. And then here is the finished project on this side. And for this, I used some different threads over here as well to add some variegation and dimension and just some fun textures within the landscape. So I hope you have fun stitching this one. And then another one I did, which is very different from my usual patterns, is a slice of pie, because this one was created around the holidays, and who doesn't love desserts and getting all sorts of different pies to try? So I was like, why not get to try all sorts of different embroidery stitches? So it talks about your materials, the different stitches, threads and stitches over here. For this one, you use 17. And then your pattern on this side over here, and then getting prepped and ready to go, and your stitching, the crusts and the fillings, and finishing over here. And here is the finished project over here. So we have pecan, berry, cherry, chocolate, key lime, and blueberry over there with some fun different crust edges as well too. And then we have the Nativity Scene Christmas Ornament by Stella Karaman. This is also cool, and that's finished outside of the hoop and perfect for the holidays this time of year. So again, walks you through your materials, the floss you'll need, and the different stitches. Here is your pattern, and for this one you cut it a little larger than the pattern is needed because you will be finishing it as a smaller size here, but it walks you through how to do that and the different stitches and getting going here and finishing it as the ornament. And here is the finished design, which is really cute, you know. And then we have Yellow Meadow by Alexandra Deresnichekna, and I'm sorry, I probably butchered that name. But this one is also finished as a square, not in the hoop, so it's probably mounted on a frame or kind of something square that you could put it on. But this one talks about your materials, the different floss needed, and the different stitches here. And here are the lovely flowers she picked to put in this design. And the preparation stitches. Oh, here she tells you what flowers they are. It's St. John's wort, yarrow, and tansy. And here is the finished piece, and it looks like this is some of the inspiration that she used for it as well too, which is really fun to see. And then we have Floral Heart, also by the same artist. Your different materials, threads and stitches, and it looks like she uses some of the same flowers in this one as well too, but in a different lovely shape over here. So you have St. John's wort again, but you'll also have chamomile, dwarf everlasting, perennial ryegrass, white clover, and white melilot. So that's kind of fun, getting to know all your different flowers in there, and again some of the inspiration and actual flowers behind it there, which is always cool to see. At least I think so. And then she also has the fly agaric mushroom, that red mushroom that's so iconic. So your usual information, here is a beautiful close-up of that mushroom you'll get to stitch and the pattern over here. And then walking you through how to create it. And with your mushroom, there's also some blueberries and mossy grasses, which has some really beautiful texture down there at the bottom that pops off the fabric there. So I always love those. And this is the close-up of the finished piece as well. And then after all of the patterns, you get to learn about the designers. So it shares about the designer, how to get in touch with them, and their different projects down here. So you get to see everybody, put a face to the projects. Looks, there's me. And get to know us a little more, which is always kind of nice to put a face to a project. And that is the Embroidery Sampler Collective book. And look, there's my pie project on the back, and it also made it on the little spine right there. Look, how cute is that? So this is the Embroidery Sampler Collective. I am so happy to have contributed to this, and I hope you give it a try and get to play around with some of the patterns, stitches, and have fun embroidering.